We are back. Another episode of Hip Hop Hoops Podcast. I got my co-host with me. Woods is in the building.
We here, man. We here. Let's go.
But we got a special guest today, who sat down with us. We were trying to set this up for a while now, and finally it's here. Finally it's here, man. We got Oren Weisfeld in the building.
Yeah, let's go. Appreciate you guys having me.
Oren, we appreciate you sitting down with us, man. I know you've been on a run. You've been, they got the world tour. He's been on a.
I'm on a GTA tour.
A GTA tour all over.
But,
he's flooding all social media platforms and all media platforms with this wonderful book right here, baby.
Yes,
The Golden Generation.
The Golden Generation: How Canada Became a Basketball Powerhouse.
Let's go, man.
Oren Weisfeld. Listen, let's talk about it. What inspired you? Because I've been reading it. Listen, I don't read too much, except a couple text messages and stuff. This book got me reading right here.
Right.
So let's talk about it. What inspired you to write this book, The Golden Generation? Canada is now a basketball powerhouse. What inspired you to write this?
Yeah. First of all, it's good to be here. I appreciate everything you guys do for the basketball community in Canada. Obviously, been keeping up with the pod. It's been like more than 5 years now, and like you said, I'm on a tour, but you have to, because like the only way people make it in this business is like if people support each other, locally, grassroots. Like
100%.
I know that's how I'm sure it works for the pod, and that's how it works for authors, writers, whatever. So I appreciate you guys having me on. In terms of the inspiration, so I started covering like the Raptors and the NBA in like 2018, doing some freelance writing for a couple Canadian papers and magazines and stuff. And like each year I would just kind of see more and more Canadians make it to the league. And all of a sudden we had like 10, 15, 20. And I wanted to understand how that happened, like why that happened so quickly, so out of nowhere. Like we only ever had like 1, 2, 3 guys in the league at any time, and then all of a sudden now we have 25.
Right.
So it's like something.
Is that what the number is? Sorry, we're at 25?
This year 25.
Weren't we at more? Weren't we at like 28 or something?
It is like 28 because like there's always like guys like Jackson Rowe last year, right, who gets like a two-way from the CBL. So it will be more, but 25 on starting day rosters.
Okay, got you. Yeah.
So I wanted to just understand like where that boom happened, and it kind of led me into the grassroots community and just seeing like the people that really grew this game from the ground up and started like club teams, started AAU teams, started prep teams, and how each generation kind of built off the next, brought it back, taught their kids how to play, all that. So that was kind of the inspiration. At the same time, I wanted to learn about the history of the national team and how come they were struggling so much while the grassroots, because it was kind of booming and producing all these players, and like how those two things played off each other. And that was kind of the inspiration. Obviously, when they went back to the Olympics for the first time in 24 years, that's when I knew like there's a story there, like 24 years since the last Olympic team. I wanted to learn like why did it take so long?
24 years is a long time.
It's a long time, man.
Crazy.
It's a long time.
Especially if you just say that and then you think about all the talent that's passed through this country.
Right.
24 years?
Nah, and when you go rewatch some of the losses that it took to not make it there, it's even crazier, man. Like seriously, those games are on YouTube. Like Venezuela in 2015,
right?
That was like Corey Joseph, Andrew Wiggins were there.
Yeah.
2021 against the Czech Republic, like those are crazy bad losses. So yeah.
So to not give too much away with the book, like what do you feel the reason why? Like we weren't meddling and things like that.
Yeah, so many reasons. I mean, going back, like I'm sure you guys know this, and like diehard Canadian basketball fans know this, but like the public doesn't really understand. Like the perception the program had was a very bad one, and it wasn't run in the proper way. It wasn't run as a professional outlet for many years, and that created a sour taste in a lot of people's mouth. Whether it was like the program not having the money to treat players the right way, or also just having like people who are running things who didn't understand the inner city community, the Black community especially, right? And that obviously lingered for so long that like the kids who now are in the NBA, their parents grew up with the national team being seen as a joke. So of course, like they weren't running at the opportunity to play, right? So that was part of it for sure, is that lack of commitment that we saw from Canadian players because of the way their parents, their uncles were treated, and so on and so forth. And that's a big part of it. Luck, like I mentioned, some of those games, just bad luck is a part of it. The resources, and like the dream for a lot of these guys, they grew up, they watched like Vince Carter, they watched Steve Nash, they wanted to get to the NBA. They didn't necessarily dream of like going to the Olympics. So for them, when the summers came along, it wasn't like, oh, I have to spend my summer. Like if I'm Serbian, I have to spend my summer playing for Serbia. Like the country, like the fans there will kill you. We don't have that culture with the national team where it's like expected. So that was part of it too, is like guys would rather work on their games to make a bit more money in the NBA, play more in the NBA, than dedicating their summer to the national team.
I remember Jamal McGlure, even when in his All-Star days, making All-Star teams and all that, but I would never see him play for Team Canada. But I always see him get ready for Carabana with his float. You know what I mean? So just to piggyback off what you're saying with that, we have the greats such as Phil Dixon, Bobby Allen, and they used to give us stories about their time with Team Canada or just playing in that national circuit. And, back in the day, that token black guy, that used to be the thing. Like, you know what I mean? And you touch on it in the book in regards to, 1967, a flux of West Indians came in, just came with all the athleticism and the talent and the skill set in the inner cities. But then, Team Canada or Basketball Canada back then, Victoria, BC was the spot. That was the hotbed. Like Steve Nash and a bunch of other greats came from there. And then there used to be like a conflict, you know what I mean, in regards to the screening process. Who's going to get selected? Why are they going to get selected? And a lot of the inner city talent got excluded. So you want to touch on that a little bit? Because you bring it up in the book. And I think it's rightfully so.
No, for sure. I think like it's a part of Canadian history that we don't talk about and that a lot of basketball fans just don't know in the public. And so for me, it was important to like really highlight that history in the book, because I talked to so many players around in the 80s and 90s who were flat out telling me on the record, like, hey, this was racism, like a lot of people felt that way and a lot didn't. A lot just thought that like things were being run in poor ways where the coaches didn't understand how to incorporate that athleticism, that talent into their team. But whatever you want to call it, either way, our best players weren't playing for the national team, right? And so, I go into the history of it in the book, and the readers can like determine for themselves what they think it is, But that's a big part of our history that when Jamal McGlure doesn't play, when Andrew Wiggins doesn't play at summer, when all these guys don't play, like I wanted to ask them like, like how come you're not playing, like, and that's like a part of this is like there's a lot of rumors, there's a lot of like this guy did this, you hear it, but it's like let's actually get guys on record and like talk about their opinions, and they might not tell me the whole truth, but at least we have it, right? Like at least we have like their opinion. And also on that note, I wanna also give like some shine to the guys that don't get enough. Like you mentioned Bobby Allen and Phil Dixon, right? Like all these guys, Tony Sims,
yes.
Norman Clark, like all these guys who really like paved the way in a way on the national team, and also just like in the grassroots community who in the like mainstream media don't get a lot of shine. So that's part of it too.
You know what? It's I think it's a bit of both too, right? I think it's the screening process or whatever the process is how to select guys is not fair. It's just let's just be honest, it's not fair. We don't pick the best players, which doesn't make any sense, because do we want to win or we don't want to win, right? But I think a part of it is where guys were working on their game and not want to participate. Like they don't bleed red and white like Luka bleeds whatever his country is. Like Luka plays for his country. He's like top 5 player in the world. He's going to play
Joker
no matter what. Like Giannis, top player, one of the top players in the world. He's gonna play for Greece. You can't stop him. There's our guy. I think our guys don't think like that. Like they don't. It's not like that in their head. Like those guys are proud. Like I don't know who it was. Maybe I'm wrong, but I remember someone was asking one of these European guys a question. They said, "What is more important, winning a gold medal or a championship, and they said a gold medal for my country.
For sure, a lot of them feel that way.
So I don't think we think like that.
No, we don't. And
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
You're right. Like, I that's what you guys are trying to do with the podcast. That's what so many people are trying to do, is build that culture, right? But we don't have it. And like, I don't know if I mentioned it in the book, but I think I did. Like, I also, and I know I shouldn't do this because it's a podcast and like it's all about the fans. I also put it on the fans.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't hold our guys accountable to like
talk to them.
Yo, like fans watch every 4 years at the Olympics.
Right.
But like in Serbia and stuff, like they're locked into every summer, every national team window, right? We're not like, we don't have that culture where it's like we love the national team, even our country, like the nationalism just isn't the same. So it is a bit on the players too for like not showing up, but it is also on the fans and on everyone for not like creating that culture where like playing for Canada means so much. That's why I think Shea is a really big deal, because like Shea is the first superstar since Nash to really be like, yo, I'm playing for the national team every summer. This is a big deal to me.
And I'm talking like play his heart out.
Plays his heart out.
Like this guy was like, he left it all on the floor.
Right.
Like you can see, he was so gassed at some points. He left it on the floor. Like I respect that. I respect that. I respect all the guys who participated, and it means a lot.
I think the culture will change eventually. You know what I mean? Because I'm tired of seeing us fellow Canadians getting upset when our parlay gets messed up betting. You know what I mean? But we can't promote Canada basketball like amongst our superstars that we need you to play. You know what I mean? We got some of the top talent in the league, in the world, that finally is playing, but back in the day they weren't. So I'm glad.
Yeah. It's changing. It's changing for sure. And
like when were we able to have like a full roster of NBA guys? Like we can do that now.
Yeah.
We weren't able to do that before. Like you said, like there was a few guys in the league, 5-6 guys in the league, and then the rest were guys playing in Europe or whatever, right? Now we can put a full roster. There's no excuse.
Yeah. And that's part of it too, is like with the player side of things, is we needed to build up that pool of players to where like, we had guys coming to the NBA since like the 2010 Kojo, Tristan Thompson, that era. But like, this is the first era that guys are like established. Guys have those long contracts. They're making hundreds of millions of dollars.
Right.
Finally, we have like a thing where it's like guys can show up every summer. Whereas in the past, it was like 4-year college player, might be like end of bench rotation guy in the NBA. It's hard to give up your summer in that situation. But when you're guaranteed money, you're already a starter in the NBA, it makes it that much easier. So it should only get better.
So I got a question. In the book, I remember even first chapter, we're talking about just the dollars. It was you're opening up a Pandora box. Like that was the line for the chapter, but at the same time, no money was going into Canada basketball. Now that we have more established NBA guys that are Canadian, do you think, like, how does it work? Do you think they'll fork up? Will they get a tax receipt or something if they donate some dollars to go towards Canada basketball to help keep it afloat?
Yeah,
I don't know if you can answer that question.
From what I understand, like the program could probably do a better job getting money from its alumni base.
Okay,
but they are definitely doing a much better job than ever getting money from like corporate Canada. Okay. Like corporate Canada never wanted to invest in basketball, right? For reasons we can get into or not. But like hockey was always the safe sport. Number one. Now corporate Canada is a little more, they see the vision a little bit more. So now they're giving more money to Canada basketball. So the program's in a way better place financially. It's still not where like USA basketball
or it should be
France or where those guys are, but it's definitely getting better, and part of that is because they're able to get more partnerships.
And as you can see, I bet you all the top teams in the Olympics, teams that medal, I can bet my bottom dollar on the corporate side, dollars are being put in. So if
and the government, man, like in France,
the
government puts insane money in, and our government just doesn't support our sports the same way. Like in Canada, it's terrible.
So let me ask you a question: Do you think if our guys spoke up, like a Shea, who's top player in the league, do you think that would change things as far as guys forking up, money to support the team?
I hope so. I think he
uses his voice, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna be the guy to use my voice to say, hey guys, we need this support. This is what we need. Do you think that'll help, or you think it doesn't change?
It all depends if we medal in 2028. If we medal, if we get a goal.
This is what, 2 years? We're about
No,
to be
but
2
you're
years.
right.
I feel
You're
like
right. Like,
whatever we do, the success we get in the next Olympics in LA is gonna determine a whole lot financially.
yeah.
It's gonna determine everything for
And you know
for the future of Canada basketball.
And I think we will medal, and I think we're gonna get a lot more support from Canada because it's in LA. So guys will. It's
Come on,
not.
man.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not as far as a trip
right.
to go. Where
Mhm.
was the Olympics last year?
Paris.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's way closer.
They're
right?
even gonna do exhibition games in Canada.
You see what I'm
Look at
saying?
that.
So it's
Yeah.
closer. So I
Yeah.
think
So we
we'll see a lot
definitely
more
gotta capitalize
Canadians,
on this.
over there.
Yeah.
Okay. So we talked about the powerhouse. So this was a question that we had, because I don't want to give too much of this book. I want guys to go get this book. I want you guys to read it. I'm reading it. I'm locked in. Get your book. But last thing before we move on, I want to ask you. So we talked about like our players being developed as good as the American players, right? We just made a post on Instagram, this morning we talked about the top 3 players that possibly could be drafted in NBA. Darren Peterson, AJ DeBansta, Cam Boozer.
Mm-hmm.
They're like a man amongst boys. Like, they're just destroying college basketball.
Yeah. Right.
So what AJ just had like 25 in like the second half or something like that, or
Right.
21 or something like
Against
crazy
UConn.
against
Crazy.
UConn,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right? Just goes off. I was asking Woods, like, are we being developed at the same rate as the Americans? I talked to Vidal Messiah, and Vidal was like, "There's no difference. Like, there's no." He doesn't believe that there's a difference in how guys are being trained in America than they are in Canada. I totally disagree. That's my brother Vidal. I love you. I just don't agree with it because there's talent here. Like, we're gonna drop some rankings soon, and we have so much talent in this country.
Right.
But we have guys going to Eastern Washington, George Washington. These guys are going to the bluegrass schools, the North Carolinas, the Kentuckys, and they're performing. Like, they are performing.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to ask you this question. Do you think kids like Isaiah Hamilton's of the worlds or not Promise, he's already committed, but who else is a young buck who's nice? Dang, a guy like Dang from Fort Erie. Should these guys go to schools in America, prep schools in America, or should they stay in Canada? And the reason why I'm asking you this is because I haven't seen a guy drafted, not that I could think of off top. I only think of Leonard Miller. He was the last guy that got drafted from a Canadian prep facility, right? And I can't remember how long. Like, the last Canadian who was drafted was the kid last year who went to Phelps, Will Riley. He was drafted. He went to Phelps in Pennsylvania, right? We have the kid Blake.
Yeah.
He's at Phelps this year. So should kids go that route and go and follow the RJ Barretts of the world and go to Mount Verde
and Andrew Nemhard,
go to Mount
Didn't
Verde?
Jamil Telford go to Fort Erie or no?
Jamil Telfer.
Yeah, he's on the Clippers right now. He didn't get drafted, but he's a Montreal guy.
Montreal guy?
Yeah, but I'm not sure. I thought he went to prep school in Canada, but
He
I'm
may
not
have
sure.
went to Fort Erie the way Fort Erie be getting all the Montreal
Listen,
Quebec kids, man.
I love what Fort Erie's doing, and I'm not. And I'm
No,
not
it's a
saying,
fair question.
and I'm
Yeah,
not
I
saying
get
I'm
what you're
against
saying.
this, and I'm
Yeah.
not saying like, guys, get the hell out of
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I went to school in America. I went to Mount Zion Christian Academy, but at that time, guys had to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't have to go. Like, we've seen, these guys are signing at a rapid pace, like Division One.
Yeah.
So that's just my only thing, because if it's not broke, why fix it? Like, if my son was 6'6", and was super athletic, do I send him to Mount Verde? Does he get more out of Mount Verde, or does he get more out of going to Fort Erie?
Yeah, it's a loaded question. It's a good one. Like, I do write like a chapter in the book about like Jamal Murray and Orangeville Prep and how they really built up this prep scene. And at that time, like, as you guys know, like, everyone from that school was going D1 Power 5, right? And now it's different. Like, now I feel like we're in a bit of a transition phase with the prep scene where it's like the talent's a lot more spread out rather than like one school having so many D1 guys. It's like a couple here, a couple there. And there's probably pros and cons about that. I think like eventually we need to get it a little bit more, you know, where there's like 5 to 10 schools that all have like great D1 players rather than as spread out as the talent is right now, because that'll just create a bit more internal competition within Canada where there's rivalries like Royal Crown and Fort Erie, right? But we need like more of that. I think like not just two schools.
We need to see Kings Height versus, you know, Uchenna or something like that.
Yeah.
I agree. Right.
But I think in terms of the development, we're doing a good job. Like, I think what you're saying with all those guys is a numbers game. Like, America just has so many more people. Right. So in any given year, they're going to have more, you know, players pop off. But I do think like we're doing just as good of a job because we are following an American model realistically with this prep scene, with AAU and everything. I think we're doing a lot of the same things that Americans are doing. And I think if a kid like has an offer from a Fort Erie, is going to get a lot of minutes, why not? You're going to get seen by the exact same coaches that you're going to get seen if you're playing for Montverde. You're going to get really good coaching. Like we know guys are getting great coaching at Royal Crown and all these schools. So I would recommend kids to stay in Canada if they could. I actually think, to be real with you, like Europe is the model we should be.
I was just gonna say
should be after more than America.
It's a proven model.
Man, it's working.
Those countries are tiny and they keep producing more and more NBA players.
And they're about less games and more development,
and more skill development.
You know what I mean? And building up your body and the IQ and all that. Whereas now, summertime, kids are playing, even in the city, kids are playing damn near 40 games. 50 games in the summertime.
I'm not a big fan of that.
I think the games are a problem. I also think in Europe, they stay with one team for like their entire childhood.
Time. Right.
Yes.
And that's huge.
Right. That's huge.
Same coaches, same teammates. Rather than like every summer I'm playing with a new coach in a new environment, having to learn different tactics. Like you shouldn't be like learning tactics. You should be learning fundamentals.
Bottom line.
Which I think they're doing a better job of there.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Kobe, he always, harped on that fundamentals. You know, he talked about, when he would, sit down with his daughter and train, he didn't do all that fancy stuff. He just did, listen, you're gonna learn how to do a left hand layup. If we're gonna do this a million times until you do it perfect. That's it. Right. You're gonna learn how to dribble with your left hand. You're gonna do it a million times till you can do it perfect.
And the late great Kobe even slammed the AAU system. Like,
yes.
It was just, there's not that much developing.
I know. I agree though. I think it's just too much. Like, it's too much basketball. Right, I think it's just too much games, not too much basketball. Let me fix that. I think it's too much games. I train kids on the side. We both coach and stuff like that on the side as well. And these guys don't want to. Even in the practice, they're like, all right, can we scrimmage? That's what they want to do from the rip. I'm like, bro, let's get some shots up. Let's work on our ball handling. Let's work on our passing. Let's work on our plays to make sure we're tight.
Everybody knows what they're doing.
And first thing they want to do is they want to jump in the gym and start playing.
Right.
First thing, training these young kids.
And then they
that's
go
what they
complaining to their parents.
Yeah.
And then their parents go complain to the AD to try and get you fired because you're teaching them the game.
Well, I ain't go that far, but
Message.
I ain't go that far, but yeah, like that's a thing for me.
Right.
Too much playing games and not enough skill development. So if we can get that in order, I think we would see a better turnover rate as far as the guys that we're sending in the draft. Yeah. Because I think it starts from the down, and I think some of it too are some of our players buying in to the actual coaching. I think some guys just don't buy in.
Right. They don't because of their parents.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that in a second. But I think a lot of players, if they look at their coach and they're like, man, this guy's a gym teacher. Who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
Right.
They're not buying into that.
But if it's a gym teacher, like, I don't know, I'm not saying he's a gym teacher, but I know he's a teacher, O'Neal Kamaka. At Oakwood.
But O'Neal's different.
I'm just saying.
That's not a good example.
I'm just saying nobody will talk like that.
I know, but that's
nobody
not a good
will talk
example.
like that.
This guy's a former Division I player.
I'm just saying it all depends.
No,
on
we're
who
talking about
is.
that old gym teacher with the high tube socks.
Oh, we're talking about those types. Shout out O'Neal Kamaka.
We're talking about that type of gym teacher.
Oakwood is
not
tough
O'Neal Kamaka. O'Neal Kamaka is totally different.
Right.
So, bad example.
I don't think that was a bad example. I'm just saying. I bet you some of these new blood kids will be like, yo, Mr. Kamaka's having us run the whole practice.
all
And then
he
they're
has
going to
to-
go tell their parents, and then
all-
what's going to happen?
Listen, all he has to do is go Google me. Just go Google me, and
You know
they'll shut
what?
up.
You see
You
the
can't
theme?
Google-
You see the theme I'm at right now? I'm
I
just
s-
on
I
that right
see
now. I'm
what- I
very
see.
upset. I got a lot on my chest.
All right, so this is okay. This is the last one. This is a very interesting conversation. But okay, far as parents, let's talk about parents, right? Do you think that parents are the downfall to some of the kids? Like, what is your thoughts as far because it's just so different now because now basketball is like everybody's playing basketball,
Right.
right? Parents, hey, go play basketball. I'm seeing some of the worst talent, not even talent, some of the worst basketball players ever out here.
Yeah.
And their parents like, why isn't my kid not playing? Well, your son stinks. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
And we can't say that.
You can't say that, but yeah.
I say that. I don't care. Your son stinks.
Nah.
Let's just move on. Do something else.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think parents are getting in the way?
I think it's actually really complicated. It is a good topic because I feel like a lot of sympathy for parents because it's really complicated now. Like when we were growing up, like I don't know exactly how old you guys are, but I know the public school scene was where it was at. So
Yes.
if I grew up at St. Clair and Oakwood, my kid was going to go to like Oakwood Collegiate and he was going to do that until grade 12. Then he might go to a prep school in the States if he's
Right.
really good.
Right.
Bingo.
But he went to a local school that had a good basketball program. He might not even go to like his technically local school. We
Right.
know like Eastern and Oakwood were taking guys from all over the city.
Yes,
but
you know that they're stealing guys.
Yeah,
Yes.
but that's not
Eastern.
the point. The point is like the decision wasn't too tough for those.
No, it wasn't.
Now there's a million programs. There's a
Right.
million prep schools. There's a million AAU clubs. They all cost different money. They all have different coaches with different connections. And as a parent, I'm like, where do I go with my kid? Right? Like, especially if I have money, it's like, it's an oyster. I could do anything. But
Right.
like, and of course the coaches, unfortunately, there are coaches who are saying, come here, you're going to get a D1 scholarship. Come
Right.
here, right? And it's like, obviously they shouldn't be saying that, but I feel that kind of sympathy for the parents because it's so hard now to actually know the right route for your kid because there's just a million options. But at the same time, a lot of them for sure are putting pressure on their kids that is hurting the kid and it's draining their love for the game because they see the money you could make in the NBA. They see all this stuff and they see the Canadians going to the NBA and they think it's like maybe not too hard of a thing to do, even though
Right.
it's still impossible.
Right.
And so, yeah, there are parents putting too much pressure on their kids and kids are dropping out as a result. But then also, yeah, I understand like the parents that are just confused.
Yeah, some parents are delusional.
They just got to do their homework.
They're
Man. That's it.
delusional, and they need to just stop trying to live through their kids.
Mm.
Stop doing that. Like, let your kid live his own dream. Again, I train kids 5 days a week, and some of these kids don't even want to be there. They don't want to be there, but their parent is over there, forcing them to be there.
Yeah, it's bad.
I'm talking. As soon as this over with, they're let's go.
Right.
They don't want to be there. Some of them look sleepy, tired, like all that stuff. They just don't want to be there. And we got parents. We got to do it better. We have to stop doing this to our children. Like, let our kids be what they want to be.
Right.
If they love the game of basketball, then listen, you can take them on that journey. But if they don't want to, let's stop forcing them, man. Please.
Well, in your book, The Golden Generation, how Canada became a basketball powerhouse, Steve Nash, you got a chance to talk to, I believe you got a chance to talk to his dad?
Yep. And
So-
Steve, yep.
Right, and Steve. Who else did you get a chance to interview? If you don't want to give too much,
Yeah,
you know what I
no,
mean. But still on the parent topic,
Oh,
like
chapter
Steve Nash
19.
and his dad. I'm assuming Jamal, maybe.
Yeah. No, parents were a big part of the book for sure. Like I got to talk to a lot of the parents of like the players we know today. And yeah, guys were super open. Like I'm fortunate. Like I talked to 10 out of the 12 players on the Olympic team from 2024.
Nice,
So
Tough.
nice.
yeah, I think when guys hear it's a book about Canadian basketball, they're a little more open than if I was like an American writer.
Right.
Just because
Right.
like they know that, you know, and they're on the cover, some of those.
No,
No, but they like
that is
we-
a dope cover,
like
though.
we
I
talked
like that
about
cover.
appreciate it. My boy Moya illustrated it, but we talked about it. Like these guys are more committed now, and it's like they care about Canada. They care about. I think it's actually like to bring the conversation full circle. Like the current generation of Canadians in the NBA. It might not be like that nationalistic. It might not be that much of a culture, but these guys really care about proving Canada belongs. Like
Right.
that's, I think, the theme I heard over and over. Like Shea and Dylan and all these guys, they want to beat America because they want to prove like we're just as good, you know?
Facts.
And I think they take that to heart, and that's why they show up every summer.
That's a great attitude to have, man. Right.
Right.
But the golden generation, where can guys get this book at? Like,
Yeah.
everybody want to purchase the book? You want to tell them where they can get it at?
Nah, appreciate you guys plugging it so much. But the
Nah,
Golden
let's
Generation, it's
go.
only $25. Get it at Amazon, Indigo, wherever you get your books. You know, yeah, you'll learn a lot about the history of men's basketball in Canada. So
Facts.
Guys.
Parents, you got to get them.
Get your
All
books.
your all
It
you
is good for
parents, all you parents that got kids that are hooping,
Get
read
your
this.
book.
no, it's
Just
true
read it.
because I think for parents it'll show like what the elite kids' parents did,
Right.
and they all took a very similar route.
There you
so
go.
I think that is helpful.
A message.
That'll be tough, man.
A message
get
within
your
the
book,
message.
man. Get your book today, guys. Get your
All
book today. So we're talking about Canada basketball. I want to ask you, your top 5 point guards right now coming out of high school in the prep scene.
You gonna ask me?
Yeah, I
you
want you to
All
go
right,
first.
I
Give me
got you.
your top 5 point guards.
My top 5, and I got an honorable mention. So I got to shout out my honorable mention because this was a
Okay.
very, very top. It was a very tough list to make because there's so many good point guards from the class of 2026.
Yes,
All
class
right.
of 2026. Yes,
So-
point guards.
At number 1, I'm gonna go with Miles Sadler from Bella Vista.
What do you think about Miles?
I like him. He's
You know
good.
what I mean?
I think he's about to choose his college today. You see that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he is.
yeah.
Sunday. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
today.
is.
So yeah, I've seen him play a couple times, and really good player. Like obviously a little small, so curious how he translates to the next level. But super skilled, super fast, great
Yeah.
shooter. Like his game.
Yes.
And
yes.
and he's been playing on the American scene
Yeah.
For a while.
like for a while.
Right.
Like so,
Probably like 3 years.
man,
Just
maybe
about?
long. I think he started when COVID hit. When COVID hit here, he just
He cut.
phew,
Okay.
gone, and
Yeah.
he's been playing ever since over there.
Mhm. So I
Go ahead.
got my number 1 will be Miles Sadler. My number 2 would be Promise Nalandu from Fort Erie.
Right.
It's tough.
Oh yeah.
He's just
Yeah.
he's just tough.
He committed to George Washington,
right.
so he's going. I think it's the A10 still. George Washington.
My number 3 would be Jordan Charles Bella
He's
Vista.
tough. Very good kid, underrated kid. Go ahead.
Very
sorry.
underrated.
Yeah, I feel like he had like his coming out party with Canada this
FIBA,
last summer.
yeah,
I
He was
agree.
amazing.
Did his
Yeah,
damn
yeah.
thing.
He I think showed a lot of kids why that could be a good opportunity for
Yeah,
young folks. It's like,
for real.
you go and compete against the best teams in the world, and
Yeah.
if you meet the moment, then every school wants you.
Bottom line.
Facts.
My number 4 would be, and my number 5 would be my nephew, David Bottomley, from Tall Pines. You know, he just came back from Phelps. He was at Phelps last year. He's doing this thing with Tall Pines this year. I don't even know how many 50-point games he's had, but he's still distributing the rock as a point guard should. And he's up there, man. He's up there. He's doing his damn thing, David Bottomley. And on the honorable mention side, real quick, you know, I got Zane McFarland from Inspire Academy. I have Malachi Phillips from Crestwood. I got Yusuf Ahmed from King Heights and Andre Thompson from King Heights. Man.
Oh, you got Yusuf as I didn't really put Yusuf as a point guard. But if I put him at a point guard, he might be in there as top 5. I was more putting him as a wing. Yusuf's nice. He's really
very
good.
nice.
He's good. I respect Yusuf's game. So give me your top 5 again.
We got Miles Sadler,
Yep.
Promise Nalandu, Jordan Charles, Andy Gammo,
Yeah.
David Bottomley.
Okay, and my top 5 is Miles Sadler. I got Promise. I got Andy, number 3. I got Jordan Charles, 4, and I got Malachi Richmond at 5.
Okay.
I don't know if you're too aware of Malachi. I believe he's from like Calgary or something like that. He goes to Edge Prep.
Okay.
He signed. I don't know if he signed yet. I believe he committed to Eastern Washington.
Nice.
This kid's 6'3", 6'4" point guard. He's solid. Yeah. He like, I think he has a chance to even move up, man. Like he's phenomenal. Like, I'm very impressed with him. I think he has a chance to like really make it on that scene because he's not small. He has some size to him. He can shoot the ball. He can dribble, and he's not selfish. Like he'll give the ball up. And if we're gonna go honorable mention, I gotta go with Yusuf. I wasn't putting him in the point guard position. If I did, man, it's hard to like. I don't know what I do to take out. It's tough. I might have to take out Malachi if I'm putting in Yusuf.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with my 5.
I'm gonna stick with my 5 and my honorable mention. But yeah, class of 2026, they got some point guards, man.
No,
I have a
100%.
question for you guys to flip the tables. Like, why do we have so many good guards coming out of this country, but not that many bigs? Any ideas, or is it just random? Like,
Well,
That is a good question.
you know what? I feel like the guards that came before these guys, you know what I mean? Their influence was just that much more. It had more impact.
That's a good point.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then some of the fathers are guards. So, you know, a lot of them are short. So they love the game. It's a tall man's game, but you know, look at Miles Sadler, like, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
A lot of these guys are not undersized, but they're just.
He's small. Like
I seen Zane McFarland. They said he was 5'10". He's a little bit taller than me, but anyhow, that's not the case. You know what I mean? But
How tall is he?
He's probably give or take probably like 5'9", 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, I was gonna say that's.
Right? But they have him
more.
down for 5'10".
Yeah,
So imagine me back in the day. They would have me
Yikes.
at like 6 maybe. You know what I mean?
Well, they do up the height.
They got him. They got him.
I
But
always went like 6'9". They said I ain't 6'9".
But to answer your question, I just feel like the wings is just it's more cute, it's more sexy, like, and everybody wants to play it. But I feel like we do got a lot of bigs.
Who are the bigs? We don't produce bigs like that out of this country. Like we got. Bigs,
I think they're there. They're just not. They're just hidden right now,
There's a couple
or they're
young ones,
or
but
they're
not
staying in their school. Like there's a lot of young ones. For example, Elijah Alexander. He's only in grade 8 right now.
You got Jordan. You got Jordan Fisher as well, who's a young.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Jordan
Who's a young
Fisher,
big,
obviously, but
Maxime, the kid from Quebec, just committed to Duke next
Yeah,
year.
He's going to
Maxime
Duke?
Nice.
Sire, I believe his name.
right.
I forget his last name. He just committed to
Zach
Duke last
Edey
week.
Just played his first game last night in the NBA
Right.
this season.
Right.
Big things coming for Zach Edey.
There's a lot of
so-
bigs, man. I think we'll start seeing them as the months go by. But there's a few. And some of them are footers, bro.
Don't we? Isn't that guy the kid from Florida? Isn't he Canadian?
Yeah, but
7
he's
foot
not,
something.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a lot of hype, and I wish the best for him, but he's
Yeah.
not even close to where, like, Zach Edey was at that age.
Right.
Well, Zach Edey he was winning all the awards in freaking
Yeah,
college.
yeah.
Like
Right.
he destroyed college.
Yeah, he's very raw, that guy
Yeah,
you're talking
raw.
about. He's also from Quebec. Forgetting his
They
name
have the
now.
other kid too. Afran Dian. He plays. Well, okay. I don't know if he was born Canadian. Like people rank him in Canadian stuff because he played in Canada for many years.
Oh.
He goes to Iowa United or something like that now, but he transferred over. But a lot of people have him in the rankings. The kid
He played in that team in Montreal.
Yeah, and he about 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah.
He's friggin' he's a monster. But if you want to consider that, we have a couple. We have a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Roberts is another one who's
Yes.
a big guy.
Yes, I just
He could
forgot
play.
about him. Yeah.
So there's a couple. What's the young kid who's at Inspired now? He's the one that was getting mad. It wasn't getting the playing time.
Well, he's not at Inspire officially. He's still in middle school, but
Oh,
that's what I'm
damn.
saying. Elijah
He's
Alexander.
Oh, okay, that's a lot.
Aarons,
Yeah.
Another one, Spencer Aarons.
Spencer Aarons, yes.
Yep,
He was
yep.
he was one of my favorite guys
Yeah.
last year. Because he can stretch the floor, and he wasn't just the traditional back, to the basket big.
Right.
He can put the ball on the
And
floor.
that's another thing. These kids coming up, they're gonna have the size, control out the leap, but they can also
Yeah,
they're
that
gonna
was
have
crazy.
the skill. They're gonna have the skill set as well.
That was crazy.
You feel me?
That was
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
All right. Okay. Yo. Let's talk about the NBA. Let's move. Let's get out of there. Let's move along. Let's talk about NBA. Who do you guys have been winning the NBA championship this year?
I like OKC. I like OKC and I
You've
like
been an
Denver.
OKC hater though. I ain't gonna lie though.
I have.
You've been an OKC
I'm
and
not
you've
gonna
been
say- don't
you've been
say
a Shea
hate.
hater too,
Don't
man.
say Shea hate.
Listen,
you know what
guys
I mean?
called you out.
I'm
You've been a
just-
Shea hater.
I'm
Oren, he be
If,
hating on
if you're
Shea a lot.
Canadian and you like say anything nice about Jokic, you're done. Like,
Yo,
nothing's coming for
Listen,
you.
I'm a kid Canada fan, bro. Like Steve Nash, I'm growing up. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, Steve Nash is a guy.
Nash is great, but
I'm
he
just
hasn't
saying,
done.
two-time
He hasn't
MVP.
done.
Oh, yeah.
Two-time
Listen,
MVP.
we can't live off. This is 25 years ago. We
I'm
can't
just
still
saying.
be living
I'm just
off of the
saying.
2 MVPs that he shouldn't have won.
Well, he got him
Like,
though. He got him.
He
And-
stole one from Shaq. He stole one from Kobe.
And
Let's
the
be
NBA
honest.
and the NBA stole a chip from Nash. We
How?
got into that already. The what
He
if
didn't even
last
make
year.
it. No, but he didn't even make
Listen,
it
they
to
would
the
have
finals.
slapped
the
up.
NBA
They were on the
finals.
verge of slapping up San Antonio.
We can say-
and they were on the verge of winning the
We
chip.
can say that, but we don't know for sure.
Okay, all right. Since we don't know
But
for sure,
but we can't go off of, well, Nash would have won a championship, so let's rank him here. No, it doesn't work like that.
Hypotheticals.
We got to
It's all
do
about
what it is.
Hypotheticals in the NBA, bro.
I'm just saying.
Anyhow, to answer your question, I like OKC and I like Denver. You know what I mean? I like those two teams in particular. Like they came out the gate swinging and they're doing their damn thing, bro. I think they're 1-2 right now in the West, and they're slapping teams, bro. I remember Joker had 52 in 3 quarters. You know what I mean? Flipping Shea's not playing in like maybe 6 or 5 or 6 fourth quarters, and he's still averaging 30. Like,
He's the best player in the world.
the teams are looking crazy right now, man.
Do you think Shea's the best player in the world?
Can I get a pair of Converse? I'll answer that
wow.
I'll answer that question
This
if I get a
guy.
pair of them shades, bro.
Transactional friendships.
Come on,
That's what
man.
he wants.
Come on,
Anyway,
man.
who do you have winning the championship this year?
Yeah, I got OKC. I
OKC.
think it's hard, man. It's hard with Jokic there, like to declare like Shea's the best. But if he wins it again, he's the best.
Shea got robbed. He should have 2 MVPs right now, for being honest. Like, he got robbed
So
the
how
year
come
before.
he can get robbed for an MVP, but the man can't? Steve Nash
Nah,
can get
but he
robbed
might
for
get
a
it
chip.
this year. I think
Shea?
Shea might get it this year.
Bro, but okay, so
Because
he-
if they are like a 70-win team, right, which they're on pace to be, and he's just like, everyone knows he's their whole offense. Like, he's what makes it go.
I've never watched a game where he hasn't scored 30. Like, that's
no,
his
somehow
number.
he is underrated.
Like,
I
like he
agree.
just scores 30 every night.
I don't know how, but
I
somehow
don't,
people
like-
talk about him like he's not like the best guard. Like
they just
we've
try
had
to
in
they just try to
20
look it
years.
off, like they
Yeah.
try to poo poo what he's doing. I don't like. Are we
Ain't no-
crazy?
I think we're not poo pooing, man.
Of course.
I think Shea is smooth as like that Creve. You know that Creve moisturizer? That moisturizer for men? He's smooth like that. That's a plug right there. Creve, holla at me. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Man.
Listen, man. Let's
Yeah.
put some respect on Shea's name. Come on, he's the best player in the world, and his team wins. Like, let's just, for the last
And-
2 years, he's
and,
done that.
And their team is set up for a couple more draft picks, first round possibly.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, no, they
Presti's
could.
a
They have
genius.
dynasty potential for sure.
Yeah,
man. I could
if-
see them three-peating,
Mhm.
and it's not like a common thing these days. But yeah, I think they're gonna go back to back. And Shea,
Did Denver, when Denver won their championship, did they start off hot like how OKC started off?
They
no,
probably
definitely not this.
See what I'm
hot.
saying? They didn't start.
No.
These guys won they lost
One
I think
game.
one or game or 2
One
games.
game.
They lost one
See what I'm
game.
saying?
right now. I
So
think
it's
they're
like
12-1.
12-1 right now.
Yeah.
12 or 13-1. They're
And
not-
people say like it's because his team's so good, and like
Why
obviously his
isn't that-
team is good, but I think Shea deserves some of the credit and like how he's able to like take a lot of shots, but he doesn't feel like a ball hog. Like he has that perfect balance as a PG of like, I'm gonna get my teammates involved, but when we need it, I'm gonna go to the mid range,
Facts.
put my shoulder into you,
And,
score.
and like I said before, he's not played in 5 or 6 fourth quarters.
Yeah,
Like that's
and that shouldn't be held against him. Right?
shouldn't,
Like,
not at
in
all.
His stats, but it
and
will.
he's not, and they don't have J Dub. He's not even back yet. I don't
Yeah.
think.
I remember,
So they're doing this without J Dub.
I remember J Dub went in an interview and said, "I still play basketball." That was the funniest line ever.
They're doing this without their second best player.
That's crazy.
Insane.
That's
Yeah,
nuts.
but no, that series between Denver and OKC is going to be great
gonna
basketball.
be
I
great.
think it'll go long, but I got OKC coming out.
I think if that happens, it's going in 6 or 5. OKC.
Here we go with the disrespect again, bro.
Yo,
Like,
this is not even
holy
disrespect.
shit, bro.
Listen,
Jamal's hooping right now.
Yeah.
Aaron
Jamal
Gordon is the best third option ever. Like I said,
Who?
and Joker is an MVP type dude.
Who's Jamal? I mean Jamal. Oh, Jamal. Right.
Yeah.
You said Joe. You said who? Aaron Gordon's
Aaron-
the best.
Third option ever.
No, he's not. No,
Ever.
He's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Ever.
That's
He's
a
taking that
stretch.
title.
No,
He's
no,
taking
no.
it, man.
He's playing well, but yeah, they don't have the depth to go against OKC. I don't think. Like
They got rid of
They need a
Porter.
couple more guys.
They need a couple guys.
I think they need a couple more guys to give that team. Yeah, because they're gonna run out. They got like 4 or 5 really dependable guys.
Yep.
But then in the playoffs, like Valanciunas can be played off the floor. Bruce Brown can be played off the floor. Like those guys aren't really steady, I don't think.
And they paid Christian Braun, and he just hasn't looked himself. Like he got a buzz cut. He don't look the same, and he ain't playing the same. So they just paid him for no reason. Bruce Brown, it's like, damn, why he shouldn't have never left. When he was there the first year, the first time they won, he looked perfect. Like coming off the bench, he did what he did. That little journey that he did from Indiana to Toronto to back
we
there,
don't like
just
him
like,
around here.
yo, it's
We don't
over
like
with.
him.
Like, I wasn't really feeling the cowboy boots and all that shit he was wearing. That shit was kind of crazy,
The
but
mustache, fam.
yeah. I got OKC winning. I got Shea winning MVP again. And now I think the difference with this last year and this year is that they won already. So they can breathe.
Yeah.
Like the pressure is just not on them. Like when you win one, it's not, the pressure's off. Ask all those guys. LeBron, he'll tell you when he won his first, it was not easier to win the second, but a little easier. Not easy, you know. Winning a
That
championship not
championship
easy.
fatigue's a real thing, though.
It is,
Right.
but not for Jordan though. He just wants to win all the
Obviously
time.
not.
But
Would have won 8. Would have won 8. But anyway, we can talk about that soon.
yeah, that. But again, that's what I got OKC winning the championship this year, for sure.
You
So-
didn't make a pick.
No, I did. I tried.
Right. He's still stuck with 2. Let's go. You gotta give us one.
I'm gonna go.
Look at this.
I'm gonna
Denver.
go.
I
I'm
know
gonna
you
go
wanna
Denver.
go Denver.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
yeah.
Denver.
Yeah.
Shout out Joker, baby.
So listen, when you get heat, don't say
worry,
I
man.
ain't hating. You're
No,
hating.
I'm gonna
It's all
probably see
good,
Shay and Pops at Parrot's Nest. You know what I mean? You're gonna come through the maze. I'm right there. It's all good, yo. We
Whatever,
can chop it up then. You know what I mean?
Anyways, I want to go to what if. So we have a segment called What If, and
Yes.
my brother here, Woods, he came up with this. It's just hypotheticals, like what if?
You know me. I'm Mr.
And-
Hypothetical.
Yeah,
man.
with Steve Nash bullshit, but
Steve would have got that ring.
anyways, What
Chris
if?
Paul would have got that ring. You know what I mean?
So
So what if MJ didn't retire? Would the Bulls have won 8 rings?
yes,
I say yes. All right. The Rocket faithful will obviously say no. You know, the Bulls were fatigued, or championship fatigued. They lost Horace Grant. They were too
Dennis
small.
Rodman.
If MJ were to still play during that 91 to 90, that 1991 season, all the way to 1993, I think the regular season, because they're basing off a regular season as well. So I think the Rockets were 6-2.
right.
You know what I mean? I say yes if Horace Grant stayed,
But
which
didn't
he
they
did.
pick up- Didn't
93
they pick up Rodman?
93. Well, hold up. 93, 94. Horace Grant did stay. This was the same roster except for MJ, and they still finished 55-27. They were
Okay.
3rd in the East that
Right.
year, right? Scotty and Horace were evolving into a 1-2 punch, a nice 1-2 punch. Mind
Right.
you, Kukoc was there coming up. They still had a solid team. I think if MJ was with that, they would have won 4. Pippen was an MVP candidate. They got robbed in the second round of the playoffs to the Knicks.
The Knicks.
That game 4, Hubert Davis kicking his foot out. Pippen closed out beautifully. No foul, but they gave him a foul.
Pippen's not a guy though. He's
Gave
not
him
a
that
guy.
win. All right. That game, that was game 4. Game 5, the Bulls won. So that would have been the series right there. And who knows? Bulls could have probably played Rockets without MJ. And in that time, if they're basically
They're not beating Houston.
I'm based
Without
off
MJ,
of,
they're not beating
Listen,
Houston.
when I'm hearing some of
Listen.
these Houston Rocket greats base it off of regular season success, that regular season in 93-94, they tied. They split 1-1.
I don't care what they did.
I'm just saying.
I don't care what
I'm
the hell
just
they
saying.
did. They're not beating
With
the
MJ's
Houston Rockets in the
mentality,
finals.
if MJ was there, that's 4 rings.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's go over to 94-95. I believe it was a shortened season. Was it a shortened season?
Yeah.
But anyhow, the Bulls, they end up losing Horace Grant. So if Horace Grant stayed, Horace Grant played a big part. Low-key was hating on the low. I know he was dishing out some dirt about MJ and shit even back then. So he had to cut. But if he would have stayed, if the ownership of the Bulls would have just run it back, have that mentality to run it back like the Celtics, these guys would have won 8 rings. And Jordan would have left. 94, 95, they had the same regular season record.
This is the 2 years that he took off, or the year,
2 years that he took off. The year and a half.
When he
because
took off.
MJ did come back 17 games later in that 94, 95 season.
And they lost to Orlando in the first round.
And they lost to Orlando. And mind you, even in that 17 games with Jordan rusty as shit, he dropped 55 on the Knicks. Just to show you the mentality.
With the Jordan 1s on his feet. Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
With number 45 on his back.
Come on, I'm just saying. Even though the Rockets had Clyde Drexler and Hakeem was here, like he was a problem.
You don't say it like that. He was a problem.
No, he was.
He was a problem.
He was a problem. I honestly believe through the triangle, the chemistry, the triangle offense would have gave the Rockets fits personally, because Luke Longley, he's not gonna bang with you. He's gonna hit that midi.
You hear what you
that was
said?
94, 95.
In
93, 94, Bill Cartwright. Remember Bill Cartwright's form? Like this? He's hitting those middies.
Do you hear what he's talking about?
He is hitting those middies.
This guy mentioned
all these guys needed to do.
People
keep saying that Hakeem doesn't have to worry about.
2 bums.
Listen, Bill Wennington, all the Bulls centers. I say that to say all the Bulls centers had that mid range.
Bill Wennington
on lock. Bill Wennington,
Montreal.
Come on, you know it.
You know
Canada's finest right there. I'm just saying.
He mentioned 2 bums.
Here this guy's laughing. I don't know why he's laughing for. These are legitimate points. They're
awful. They're awful. Stop.
Long story short.
Oh my God.
Pippen would have dealt with Robert Horry.
This guy's making me cry right now. Stop.
Pippen would have dealt with Horry. You know, Hakeem would have won his matchup cool. But in regards to the guards and the forwards, the Bulls are winning that.
Bro, did you see what Hakeem did to Shaq?
Did
you see what he did?
Hey, man.
Do you see what he was doing to David Robinson?
Could Shaq bring him out?
Shaq was
bring him out? No.
Shaq was quick on his feet now.
I'm just saying he's quick on his feet, but yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When you say Luke Longley and
Bill Wennington
Bill Cartwright was gonna stretch the floor.
Yeah, they'll stretch the floor.
Bro,
dunker spot,
10
a little
feet,
bit.
10
yeah,
feet.
like they're hitting that.
But do you know how nimble this guy was on his feet?
So be it.
The guy played soccer.
So
what are
be
you talking about?
But the chemistry.
That's nothing.
Houston was a lot more
talking
talented.
About one of the greatest defenders ever.
I'm just saying, Houston was a lot more talented, but the Bulls, if everybody stayed and Jordan didn't retire, the chemistry was on another level.
I'm not saying that with Jordan, they wouldn't have won. I believe they would have won.
Right, but look at the work that they put in without Jordan. They split the season series. How much time have I heard all Kenny Smith, Robert Horry, Sam Cassell? I've heard these guys say, yo, we matched up in the regular season, 6-2. They never mentioned in 93, 94, they went 1-1. They never mentioned in 94, 95, they went 1-1. I'm just saying, Bulls would have slapped them up, bro.
Woods, relax. You mentioned Bill Cartwright.
Serviceable centers, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that to Luke Longley.
And you mentioned them
Bill
after
Wennington.
You said Hakeem's name. That is crazy.
There we go, bro.
You cannot mention those 2 guys after you said Hakeem Olajuwon. He is the greatest defender the game has ever seen. If he sees Bill, you put them together. Bill Cartwright and Luke Longley. They're together. They're one guy. That is food for him. He's laughing.
I am not saying it's not food.
He's going to average 85.
He's going to have to come out of the paint a bit. He's going to have to respect the jumper.
It don't matter.
What do you mean? Of course it matters.
He's the greatest defender ever. The
lane's wide open. The lane's wide open.
Move.
The lane's wide open. Pippen's going to go to work.
Listen, man.
I'm just saying,
I agree. Listen, what if? I agree.
All right.
I believe that the Bulls would win with Jordan. Without Jordan, let's put that shit to rest.
Well, they didn't win without Jordan. I'm just saying, if Jordan was there, 8 rings.
That's
that
the
mentality.
Question. What if?
If the ownership would have had Boston's mentality and just say, run it back, keep running it back till the wheels fall off, these guys would have controlled the whole 90s. Hands down.
I'm not mad.
Hands down.
What is your thoughts?
My thoughts is that you guys are so passionate about this. Like, this is the golden age of basketball for real. Like, the 90s are like, you're more fired up about this than the Olympics and Shea. Like, nah, to be honest, I wasn't watching basketball back then. So I stay out of Jordan debates. You know what I'm saying? But
smart.
I take your guys' word for it. Take your word for it.
Because that was gonna be my next question about, a lot of guys where they dismiss the 90s basketball and we talk about basketball today. They talk about the evolution, guys, things get better, that's just what it is.
Mhm.
The cars back in the 90s, they're not as good as the cars, in the 2025s.
Right.
Cool. But so they seem to always want to dismiss 90s. I remember that thing in the, a couple of months ago, or last year, we're done with the 90s, right?
That was
So
a trend.
yeah, so we talked about, when we talk about the greatest player of all time, when we talk about the Jordan, versus the LeBron, I'm not so much on that as a debate. I think it was a narrative-driven thing that LeBron James created for himself, which is smart. He's smart as hell when it comes to that pushing stuff. But, I think Jordan is, the unanimous, GOAT, and I think Kobe is next, and then Kareem. I think those two are the three greatest players ever. But one thing that people talk about when it comes to Jordan and why he's not the GOAT and why they choose LeBron over him is they say competition. So they say Jordan's competition in the finals, Clyde Drexler, Dan Marley. They dismiss those guys. He wasn't playing against anybody.
Sean Kemp,
Gary
Payton,
but no, they're saying Gary Payton.
Stockton, Malone, Hornacek.
No, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about Hornacek. Yeah. They're talking about
Magic.
But
Worthy.
Now they say, okay, well, Magic was on the down end of his career.
Right.
But this is the thing. They're talking more so about his matchup. He got to shoot and do everything on the offensive end, but he wasn't doing anything on the defensive end because his matchup was very weak, right? So they said, well, LeBron, he was able to do more against the better competition, the KDs and things like that. So my question to you is, if you look at LeBron James' competition right in the finals, have we ever seen like a memorable duel between LeBron James and another player in the finals? Like what's that memorable duel? Because
you mean his matchup?
Yeah, because
can't be Steph.
Huh?
Can't be like Steph.
Well, he didn't match up against Steph.
Okay, you mean
he had
like
poor
his
J.R. Smith
matchup.
running around.
Yeah.
So he didn't match up against Steph.
Yeah.
He didn't match up against KD either. J.R. Smith guarded a lot of Shumpert, and KD guarded Shumpert guarded KD for majority of the game.
Right.
Not saying that LeBron James didn't, switching in certain matchups, he didn't meet that matchup.
I guess Kawhi in San Antonio.
First year?
That was a good matchup.
San Antonio, right?
Yeah. Like when he was on the Heat.
Yeah, but was that memorable? We're like, oh man, that was a matchup. They're going back and forth.
I guess it's more in hindsight. People are like, oh, look what Kawhi turned into.
Right.
So like, I don't know. Like I think the game has changed in a way where it's like, it's definitely harder on your body now, I would say, like compared to Jordan's day. Like it's so much faster. And like there's a reason there's so much injuries now, right? I think it's just the speed, the physicality. Like guys are running the court and there's like athletes across the whole NBA now, and guys are running and jumping higher. And so I think that's like one thing guys have to deal with in this day and age, is just like the speed and physicality and athleticism has gone up a notch, I think, from the 90s for sure. So that's maybe something LeBron has had to deal with. But also the reason you can't compare is because you can always say, like, if Jordan was growing up in this era, he would have had all the stuff that LeBron had in terms of like nutrition and all like that, taking care of your body and all that stuff. So that's why, again, that's why I don't get into these debates. But no, I think the game has definitely changed to where like Jordan would have played well in any era, but this era I think is the hardest it's ever been for sure. At the very least on like your body. And probably on your mind too, to be honest, because things are just moving at such a quick speed on both ends of the floor that guys have to like really understand what's going on, and you can't just be like a one-dimensional shooter anymore, right? Like in the 90s there were those players, and I think like that's eradicated from the game.
And one thing I will say about as far as the 90s and now, where I think mentally it was a lot more straining on your body, because you have to deal with big guys. Yeah. To me, the physicality of the game is gone. If you pass gas on somebody, they gonna call a foul.
No,
it's crazy.
I agree with that.
You can't touch a guy.
The whistle
right?
is a problem.
So I believe when Jordan had to go up against Hakeem Olajuwon, Kareem, at one point, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Shaq, like the lane wasn't like, you ain't getting to the lane like you can get there now.
Right.
When you go to the lane, when you drive now, this shit just parts open. Joker's a great center, but he's no rim protector. Who's the actual rim protector now, right? Wemby, and that's it. Mm-hmm. We got one guy because Joel Embiid don't play basketball anymore, right?
Yeah. No,
he doesn't play. So we have one rim
guys
protector.
Used to get hammered in the paint way more.
So
than
guys are
now,
getting hammered.
Sure.
So my thing is, when we talk about Jordan's competition and LeBron's competition in the finals, that is, yeah, he's might have faced the Kevin Durant's, the Kawhi, young Kawhi, Kyle Lowry, but he never matched up against those guys. That wasn't his matchup, right? So we can't say, well, Jordan, look who LeBron had to face, and look who his matchup was. He didn't match up against those guys. Right, and again, that was the era of the wings now, I believe, and the guards now. This is era of point guards and wings. Right. Back in the day, I believe that was the era of the big men.
Everything within,
and there's no big men today, so it goes both ways, right? It's a difference.
It's just the evolution of the game, man. It'll probably go back in full circle later on.
We'll see.
That's
all I got, man.
Hold on, I just got one last thing to say, man. Yo, parents, players, this prep game, this high school game in general, the best programs are the programs where the coaches, the coaching staff, they're going to hold you accountable. No matter how nice you are, they want you to get better. So if you are getting challenged by your coach and your coach throws the F-bomb here and there, you know what I mean, yells at you a little bit, don't listen to the tone. Listen to the message. They want you to get better. But if you feel, you got to tell your parent, and then your parent has to go tell the athletic director, and then the athletic director has to go fire a coach.
This sounds like a scenario that you've been in or something.
That is not basketball.
This is personal for real.
That is not basketball. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of hoopers that played professionally that been to the places where you're trying to go. Talk to the youngin. Where you're trying to go. He's been there. She's been there. She's done that. He's done that. So when you get to the next level now, and the coaches are ripping at you or yelling at you, calling you an effing Canadian, go back home, blase, blase, what are you going to do? You're going to tell mom? You're going to tell dad? They can't save you. So let's get out of the habit of running to our parents. And parents, stop running to the AD to get rid of the coach. Talk to the coach. You know what I mean? Get an understanding before a person loses their job. And that's it. That's all.
Bars.
It's
a good point. It's a good point.
Sounds personal. So let's go.
And we out.
I appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you.
Already know,
Yo,
buy the book.
Man.
It was a pleasure, man.
Get the book, guys. Get the book.
Golden Generation.
Gotta plug it. But yeah, this was
hot sell
right here.